Hey guys, it's Steph from Hot and Moving, and man, Ja Morant was asked if he has any joy left in the game. He said no. Morant said if asked, he felt the same joy he used to feel before shrugging his shoulders. Okay, but he also said the relationship with LaSala was fine. Everything had been resolved. You know, I mean, man, it's over, man. We've seen this playbook before, man. We've seen this. Okay, like we know a guy of his caliber is not going to be able to be contained in Memphis. We know that, you know, he signed those contracts, getting the money, all that stuff. I mean, we understand. We get it. However, though, I mean, this talk sound very similar. The joy talk, once you start hearing about joy and all this stuff, man, it's very reminiscent, or it's the Jimmy Butler playbook, right? He's going to be happy and have a new spring in his step once he gets traded and bounced. Now, is Memphis going to trade him? You know, he's the only guy really that puts him in the seats. All right, if it's not winning, putting him in the seats, it's Ja Morant. It's his electrifying play. Okay, it's his dynamic ability to score, and his ultra athleticism. Okay, and he's their draw. Okay, it's not an easy decision for management, but you know, management wants to take control of the team. You got to move on from guys like him, and you have to go through some more lean years, and you got to find guys that will fit your culture. Okay. You know, look, we know the history, Ja Morant's history in Memphis, and it's been more negative than good. If we're gonna keep it 100, right? I mean, you know, all the IG, the cameras in the gentleman's club, and the IG lives, and the hand signals, and grenade toss signal. You know, there's always something with Ja Morant. It's always something, and you know, it's not like his dad has been the best role model for him, or at least influence, because it seemed like, you know, he out there and wanted to enjoy the good life with Ja Morant. Okay, he's in Memphis, and you know, we know the history of Memphis and what's currently going on, and with certain things in the city. And you know, I'm not saying it's all of it, just like any other city, it does have issues, but you know, Memphis is up there. And you know, there's Ja, it seemed like he kind of, you know, was he kind of embodying that a little too much on the court, you know, even though he ain't from there, right? But I mean, look, man, the coach want to stand on business and suspend him. Okay, some people feel that that's an emotional decision from the coach. You know, some people feel that, you know, the way he tried to check Ja Morant in the locker room based on his eight-point game or whatever. You know, Ja won't feeling that. You know, we know the NBA's superstars are treated differently. It's not like the other sports. It's a smaller roster. Okay, you know, you can't be coming at the franchise and the players. I know people. That's not when it comes to multi-millions of dollars in pro sports. You know, there's different, just preferential treatment for certain guys and how he talks to you. I'm not justifying Ja Morant's behavior in any way. I'm not doing that here. I'm not saying that he can't get checked. I'm just saying that when you do that, you draw the line to sand, and at some point that energy has to go somewhere. Whether it's Ja bucking and following the coach's orders and doing what he says and applying and taking it to heart, or he's going to be cold-shouldered and be like, you know what, bleep all this, I want to get out of here. You know, that's and it seemed like, if you watch these interviews with John, his body language and everything, not that I'm a body language expert, it's like he's checked out. You know, he's checked out. I wouldn't be surprised if him and his management team is already talking about ways to get out of here. Okay, because he can say things are fine now. Okay, he can say things are fine now, and it's probably best in Memphis's interest to go ahead and shop him now before he starts doing more things that something else will get him upset, something else will get him angry, or you know, he's gonna get petty again or something. Okay, and give you more sound bites, and then is gonna put more pressure on him to leave, and you know, teams may not want to touch that. The trade, you know, what he could be worth now during this moment of peace period, supposedly, than if something comes up, because it was very hard to trade Jimmy Butler when, you know, the Miami Heat were playing hardball and Jimmy Butler was getting suspended left and right from the team. Like, this is just suspension one early in the season. Okay, if Ja Morant up to the trade deadline, I would not be surprised if he gets suspended again and again. Okay, so you know, we know the formula. When you have a player of his caliber that is not content, and you already have a suspension conduct deadline to the team this early, it's a wrap. Okay, Memphis organization knows that. Okay, and if they do, and if they continue on holding on to him, this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Okay, now winning fixes everything. Okay, but are you winning? Is winning gonna be in the way that it appeases Ja, right? Or is it the way they're winning games the way that appeases the team? And I think the organization needs to lean on the team. It's been a great run with Ja Morant. I don't see the Memphis Grizzlies ever winning a championship with Ja Morant. Obviously, that's not happening. Okay, you got a new coach. All right, Taylor bounced last year. Cool. All right, or Taylor Jenkins. Okay, so maybe Taylor Jenkins was his guy. I don't know, or maybe not. Seemed like Ja's not really rocking with this guy, even though this coach may be a better fit for his game. Who knows? But that's where we're at right now. The days is numbered. Okay. This is gonna be one of many suspensions, and it won't stop. It's better to trade him early than to hold on thinking that you can solve everything. I know it sucks for Memphis fans. We like Ja Morant, but I think it's ran its course. You got the most out of Ja Morant, and I think we're headed to a bitter divorce at this point. It don't have to be bitter, but if they wait long enough, wait until the February trade deadline, that's way too long. That is way too long. And I don't see Ja Morant changing. Ja Morant seemed like a dude that, he clearly don't change. Obviously, when he got checked on the situation a couple years ago, didn't want to listen, did it again, so you as an organization got to move him on and let someone else deal with him. And then maybe him going somewhere else, he can realize it'll be a wake-up call and get what he wants, or I guess, have a fresh start. But they got to operate in the best interest of them and not operate in the best interest of him at this point. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.